Hello and welcome to Wolfman Gaming. This is my Dark Pictures Anthology, Little Hope, blind playthrough, and this is episode 6. And dude here is not too happy because he's been back in the past.
Something else, right?
Yes, he did.
This was different. I think they could see and hear me. It was hard to tell exactly. They seemed really spooked.
You see anything else?
I saw this woman being taken away. Arrested. She was being accused of witchcraft.
The spooky little girl. She gave the name Amy to the priest. That's what got the woman arrested. The woman, Amy. I guess she's in deep shit then.
Yes.
We've really screwed up here. Instead of getting out of this awful place, we're right back in the middle of town.
What do you think?
Let's take a look around. See what we can find.
There you go. We'll be on our way from Little Hope while the others are still MIA in the woods.
This place is a real dump even for this shithole town.
Something up?
Yeah, there's something kind of familiar about this place.
You got a big-time criminal past we don't know about? Serial jaywalker?
These small-town police stations all look the same.
Yeah, big criminal. Maybe even snatched some apples.
You're deluded if you think there's anything here. Place
but
is dead.
I gotta say, in comparison to the first game in the series, this one is a lot more interesting than that was. Oops. It was like that when I got here. The controls, as you can see, are still a little bit on the clunky side. They are a hell of a lot better than they were in Man of Medan. It does not at all feel as much as I'm trying to lug a fridge across a very sticky and at the same time slippy floor. But I don't know what the point was that I was getting to. The controls have improved. There is still room for improvement, but they could have been worse. And the story in this is a lot more interesting. The characters, but the story overall with this town seems a lot more intriguing than some rich brats. That was a hand. That was definitely a hand behind Andrew. I've lost everything. Marks on the walls. Yeah, a bunch of rich brats trying to examine an old shipwreck for Manchurian gold. It doesn't really make for the most exciting story overall, or Supermassive Games failed a bit when it came to making that story really interesting. Yes, that's the token. It says Reynolds. But this one, I'm intrigued to see how this plays out. How it all will end, and of course, who lives and who dies. Old Witch Gaol. Old Witch Gaol. Built 1684, demolished 1783. In 1692, during the Little Hope witch trials, many of the accused were imprisoned here. Okay. I'm not quite sure if Gaol is the correct way to pronounce it. Because in... what's this? TC. Hippie artifacts. In Elden Ring, there were these Evergoals that I call them. Or like I call them. Which you could enter and fight a boss. But I've seen YouTubers refer to them as Everjails. So like pronounce them like you would the modern word jail.
We have a winner.
Jail. So that is also one of those things. If you know how the correct way to pronounce it, is it Gaul or is it jail? Please let me know in the comments. Okay,
Whoa.
easy there, gunslinger.
Take it easy.
Can you stop reacting to every setback like a child? Look here. The cable is missing.
There's got to be a cable here someplace.
And I thinking there is a phone on the wall. Thinking that the phones will still function in a town that apparently, obviously, has been abandoned for years. Being hopeful, haha, no pun intended, is a good thing. But the level of naivete, or like how naive do you have to be to seriously think that one of these phones will actually still work? About
What is that?
Huh.
What do you think? Answer it.
I can do this.
Be careful.
Don't stress it, Professor.
I should not be here this day. I stand here falsely accused.
What can you hear?
A woman. She sounds real upset.
You have to calm whoever it is down. You'll get nothing if they're hysterical.
Not all here in Little Hope are willing for the truth to out.
Can you tell me what you're upset about?
As I walked, a man and a woman appeared at my front. I had not seen
She
them
sounds
before.
like those people in the past.
I did not know them. Their clothes and manner.
Okay, it's all good. I'm gonna help you out here if I can, but I need to know your name.
I stand falsely accused of crime.
Get off of me!
Amy's back.
Come here, girl. I would speak with you. You cannot talk of our secret.
Eternal damnation awaits if you do. We have an understanding, do we not?
No evil word shall leave my lips.
Should you breathe a word, or the edge of a word about the other things, then I will come to you in the black of some terrible night, and bring a reckoning that will shudder you.
Now, Reverend, let us begin. Enough time has gone begging.
He's most
We'll be with
definitely
you,
a
kid.
pedophile. Burn him at the fucking
I beseech this
stake.
court, and good Judge Wyman,
Put him on
do not
a
be
stake.
fooled by the protestations of the
Preferably shove it up his
accused. The devil is the
ass.
master of deceit.
Then burn him.
All his servants feign innocence. They can do little else.
I solemnly swear before God, I am innocent of all accusations against me.
Hush now, Amy.
What the hell should we do?
We need to stay quiet. We just let this play out. See what happens.
I mean no offence, Reverend Carver. I do not believe any of my neighbours. Those who know me best will speak out against me. They know who I am, that I side with the righteous.
I will not be caught in the web of your deception. The devil hides himself where he is least expected.
My wife is no devil's plaything, Reverend. I beg the court's forgiveness, but I stand by my statement. My wife Amy is innocent.
I respectfully ask this good court to pay no mind to the words of a man whose very home is foul with the stench of brimstone. I beg you, good judge, let us conclude our business here without further ado, lest we afford the forces of darkness the opportunity to bend these proceedings to their will.
No!
Mary?
Mary, my sister, what ails you?
What the? Stay out of this.
What have you done to this child? You have bound an innocent girl into a pact with the devil himself. The poor creature seems possessed. No doubt you're doing.
It's not true, Reverend. Why have you taken against me so?
We will see the truth of it. Amy, lay your hands on Mary. Let us see what occurs. If I am correct, your touch will release her from this affliction.
What ails you?
It must be so, if you are the one who bewitched her.
I think depending on
They are here among us. They are here among us.
really, you little bitch.
What more proof is needed that the devil walks among us in Little Hope? Take heed and pray. The devil is here in this very room. Protect yourselves. Seek out the Lord.
What the hell was that?
So,
Was that for real? Didn't the witch trials happen centuries ago?
Most of them over 300 years ago.
Then how come we just saw one?
Like I say, I have no good explanation.
so I think
That
it
little
might
girl
be
who
the
had
ghost
some
we
kind of
see of
secret.
Amy and the little girl,
What do you think was going
Mara.
on there?
I know that little girl.
Is that depending on
She's the
what
one
we
me and Angela
do
saw
in
back
the
in the woods.
past,
That
Amy-
woman, my double? What's she looking at if the trial goes against her?
The sentence for confirmed witches in Little Hope was always brutal. Violent death, drowning, hanging, burning.
And let's hope she is, or was, found innocent.
Accusations were often malicious, made by someone with a grudge. Or by meddling liars, like that little girl, who took perverse pleasure in poisoning their own communities.
Come on. She's just some little kid who most likely doesn't get how big a deal the whole thing is.
She knows exactly how serious it is.
Either
Did
way,
John
the
get
woman on
pissed?
trial, Angela 2.0, she seemed like she saw us. And so did some of the others.
You're right about that. They definitely saw us.
A little kid just seeing us appear out of nowhere? Could easily believe that was witchcraft, especially back then.
Dream up all the excuses you want for that little kid. I don't trust her one little bit.
We can't explain how we happened to see each other. How do you expect some little girl from 300 years ago to wrap her head around it?
That woman, my double, was very distressed, almost traumatized.
Yeah. It was tough to watch, for sure.
I noticed something else weird. Her husband? He looked a lot like you, Professor.
The two people with that little brat look just like Daniel and Taylor. What the hell does all this mean?
Who's that?
Hey, Professor! You in there?
Come on, let's go.
I may have performed a trial error. Because maybe I should have just stood back and done nothing.
You can't open the damn doors!
Perhaps that is the correct thing to do.
They must be locked.
In those
Let's all try
past
to force the
sequences.
handle. In 3, 2, 1. Taylor.
Hey, Professor.
Find anything that could
Pervert.
get us out of here?
Nothing that's gonna help us much. But I found this. It's kind of neat.
I don't believe it. I saw this exact keychain in my dream.
That's pretty weird.
It's more than weird. It's significant. I just don't know how.
Still think splitting up was a smart move?
I would say
Could have
I'm
been.
now more open to exploring other options.
I'm glad you two are finding this funny. Personally, I think we're in deep shit here.
You know what happened to your double, right? She was accused of witchcraft.
Not just accused, tried, found guilty, and condemned.
We need to know what that woman is facing. What's gonna happen to her next?
I like the idea, but how would we even begin to find that out?
The library?
We've already been down those paths. Maybe the answer lies down the one path we haven't taken yet.
What the hell?
This is fucking crazy. We have no clue what we're getting ourselves into.
It's already been a hell of a night, but I'm sure we'll pull through.
The geeky exterior is all play. There's a warrior in there.
Aww. Don't let Daniel hear that. So what path they choose is something we'll explore in the in the next episode. In the meantime, I want to thank you very much for watching, and I will see you again in my next video. So until next time, this is the Wolfman signing off.